Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. Today, Donald is going to be continuing us through Destiny Islands and help put together the raft.
I still think it's dumb that I have to put this thing together anyway, since there are 3 perfectly good boats already, but fine. I'm still wanting to get used to the controls, so I hope there's a good way of trying that out.
Trust me, Donald, you'll get a chance to test out the controls momentarily.
Hey, I wonder why Riku isn't helping with the raft and just staring out into space.
I don't know why either, but if he wants me to name the raft since I'm the one doing all the work, I might as well try to be humble and name it after the main character of our group.
Oh, okay, let me guess you're going to name the raft Donald.
That would be correct. I'm glad you agree with the sentiment that Donald is the main character.
I was guessing I wasn't agreeing with you, but anyway, is it really just as simple as naming the raft like that?
Actually, no, I'm glad you mentioned that. Even though Donald selflessly named the raft after himself, it doesn't actually guarantee that's the name. You have to go through something of an obstacle course in order to actually have it stay.
Donald will have to get Sora from the start across the wooden structure past the tower and touch the star shape near the cave and trees. Then he has to make it back to the start in order for him to earn the raft name.
Oh, that's great.
If I win, I'm captain. And if you win...
I get to share the Paopu with Kairi.
Huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Paopu with Kairi.
Wait a minute.
Okay, on my count.
Donald, you can probably do this. Just hit him with the sword you were fighting him with earlier.
Donald jumped. That wood falls, but it looks like you made it after all. It's pretty much smooth sailing from now on.
Thank you, Jordan, exclusively. I'm not sure if I should have gone up on that tower, but it's too late to change my mind now, I suppose.
It would have taken a while to climb, so I think you made the right choice after all.
I think I'm supposed to go around here, is that right?
Yes, since you didn't take the tower path, this is the only real way up to that star shape. Once you do, you could fall down again, but I think it's slightly faster to jump on the trees, though you have to be pretty precise.
I might as well. I mean, what do I have to lose at this point besides first place and naming the useless raft?
Well, the comments section might make fun of you, but you did a good job jumping on the tree, so maybe you'll actually win the race after all.
For the first time you're ever playing this, you seem to be doing very well with yourself. I'm glad you were able to adapt really quickly, so I hope Joe and I also learn without issues.
I'm not having any high hopes except for me, and speaking of me, that's who won the race against Sleepy Riku, and he better know who the better player really is.
Great job, Donald. You handled that very well, and I'm glad you were able to name the raft, despite the fact that it's a little self-serving, naming it after yourself. Just curious, do any of you know what the name Riku was giving was referring to?
Oh yeah, I'm the Final Fantasy master amongst us. It's a fairly common last name amongst the games, with the more notable ones being Ricard from Final Fantasy II, Kain from Final Fantasy IV, Sid from Final Fantasy VII, Hooray Ni from Final Fantasy XV. I would have been happy with that name, but I think it went over the others' heads a little bit.
If you two nerds would calm down about your Final Fantasies, I would like to actually look for all of these items. Granted, I'm not sure why I'm the one who has to look from them, as Riku and Kairi are just going to stand there and watch instead of help. Just like the liberals let the hardworking Republicans do the hard work while they reap the benefits, but I'll do it so we can actually move off this island.
Yeah, I'll admit this does kind of slow down the pace here. Granted, it's good to get used to the controls and gives a reason to look around, but it's not the most fun thing to do on repeat playthroughs. At least later in the game, it isn't quite like this in general. It still asks you to look for things, but not hidden to the same extent.
Hey guys, I think one of my classic stories will help pass the time. I know you all enjoy them a lot, so I'm happy to tell more.
I don't know how you got the idea that we like your stories as we don't.
So there I was at the White House doing my classic Joe antics, like watching my pet lizard eat a sandwich that I made for him. The sandwich was there for a while, as it was well over 3 times the size of his body, so by the time he was halfway through, it was covered in mold. I really didn't think he would keep eating it, but he did. Apparently lizards like mold, which was something I learned recently. Anyway, he was eating the sandwich when I heard the doorbell ring. I answered it, and it was a letter for me. It was a notice from the local hardware store that they were closing and wanted to let me know about it. The end.
Joe, that wasn't even really a story. That was just a few things that happened to you in a day but had no real connection. And why would they send a letter to you just to announce that they're closing? I feel like there are easier ways of doing that, but apparently not. And actually, I don't think it's safe for lizards to eat mold, so I think you might want to check up on your lizard soon.
The lizard is fine. This was just a few minutes ago while Jordan and Barack were talking about Final Fantasy or something. I wasn't really paying attention to them, actually.
I don't really want to hear any more about Joe's story, so Donald, I see that you're entering this cave section that we haven't seen before. Are you sure there's something in it?
Not really, but at the same time, I don't know where else to look, so I might as well see what's in here.
It looks like there's a lot of drawings on the cave and a door for some reason. That's a rather strange place to have a door.
I'll admit, I'm not sure why it's here either, but there is going to be an important scene in a moment, so it's best for us to start paying attention.
Does Sora actually open the door, or are we not going to see what's in there?
No, Joe, it's not opening, but still, it's good to see what happens anyways.
This is a very thrilling scene so far. I can see why you wanted us to stop talking and watch it.
Donald, it will make sense at some point, just not yet.
Who's there?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Huh?
This world has been connected.
Well, what are you talking about?
Tied to the darkness. Soon to be completely eclipsed.
Well, whoever you are, stop freaking me out like this. Huh? Well, where did you come from?
Probably that door. There's not that many other places, but Sora, remember stranger danger. If he offers candy, make sure to take it and give it to me.
That's not what stranger danger is, Joe.
There is so very much to learn. You understand so little.
Oh yeah? Well, you'll see. I'm gonna get out and learn what's out there.
A meaningless effort. One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
So what this random robe-wearing guy just comes from nowhere and mentions something about another world? That would be really weird to just have people show up from other places all of a sudden.
That would be weird, wouldn't it? Anyways, despite the strangeness of that scene, we don't really have to worry about him for a long time. It's best to just keep searching for the other items for the raft now. You're almost done, so I doubt it will be much longer.
All right, I think you got it, Donald. Let's see what she has to say.
Probably just something sentimental that won't mean anything gameplay-wise, but might do something for the characters.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What she's saying isn't backed up by facts or logic, which you all know me for by now, I'm sure.
Okay, you know what, I'm speeding this up. I don't care about her coconut fascination, but if it's really needed, then fine. I'll hit the trees all day until I get one. She better be happy with what I'm doing for her while she stands and stares in one spot all day.
Sometimes I do that before I remember I'm the president and have to do things sometimes.
That's probably the most accurate thing you've ever said to us so far. I'd congratulate you if it wasn't so sad.
You know, Riku has changed.
What do you mean?
Well,
You okay?
Sora, let's take the raft and go. Just the two of us.
Huh?
Just kidding.
What's gotten into you? You're the one that's changed, Kyrie.
Maybe. You know, I was a little afraid at first, but now I'm ready.
Somehow, we haven't brought up the fact that 3 children traveling on a raft isn't really a safe idea. They seem to be about 12 or 13, I'm guessing, and it's not like any of them have any real fighting experience.
Yeah, of course.
That's good. Sora, don't ever change.
Huh?
I just can't wait. Once we set sail, it'll be great.
This plan of theirs doesn't seem very thought through, and I imagine things aren't going to be going well for them, even if they make a raft that can travel a small distance.
Your assessment is correct, but we won't see how quite yet. For now, we're back in the Disney Castle area as Mickey left a letter for Donald and Goofy. Some background knowledge on this game in particular is that Mickey Mouse was only allowed to be in one scene, so that explains why he isn't physically here and only left a letter. This won't be an issue for later games, but I thought I would bring it up anyway.
Sounds to me like whoever was funding the game didn't want to pay for Mickey to show up. If I were funding this, then Mickey would have been there every chance he got. Honestly, I'm like the Scrooge McDuck of the real world, except even more wealthy and attractive.
Oh, really? Did Scrooge also go bankrupt 6 times and lose money on a casino? I think if you were to jump in a vault of money, you'd hit the bottom with no coins to somehow break your fall.
I anticipate this is going to turn bad soon, so let's just focus on the game for now.
Oh dear, what could this mean?
It means we'll just have to trust the king.
Gosh, I sure hope he's all right.
Gosh, don't worry. We'll find the king and the key. Thank you, both of you. Daisy, can you take care of them?
Of course. You be careful now, both of you.
I'm surprised Joe hasn't made some comment about Daisy being attractive despite the fact that she's a duck.
No, I draw the line at what I find attractive when it comes to some animals.
Hold up, what do you mean by some animals? Actually, never mind, I don't want to know.
The name? Jiminy Cricket at your service.
We hope for your safe return. Please, help the king.
So Jiminy lost his world and somehow appeared here. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure how that happened, as the game isn't really consistent with how characters end up traveling to other worlds, but that's something we can get into later.
And as far as I can see, I'm the only one who made it to this castle. Oh, right. I gotcha. You mean while we're in other worlds, we can't let on where we're from, huh? We gotta protect the world border.
Should I ask about what this world order means and the fact that Donald and Goofy are going to be traveling to other worlds? Is that something we should know about?
We'll explain what this all means sooner than later, but not yet, as we want to keep some things to ourselves for the moment and reveal when we need to.
All right, what's that red thing in the middle? Is that some kind of spaceship or something?
Actually, yes, it is. It's called a Gummy Ship, and it has the ability to travel through the space between and can travel to other worlds when normally they wouldn't be accessible to others. Donald and Goofy are going to be searching for someone with a key and hopefully find King Mickey at the same time. I'm not sure if we mentioned, but Mickey is a king in this game.
There's also the Rescue Rangers Chip and Dale, but they're not all that important, so you don't need to pay too much attention to them.
Wow, Mickey must have quite the ego if he needs to put his head shape as the door when it really isn't necessary to do that.
You know it's bad when Donald of all people says you have an ego.
So, does this mean Donald, Goofy, and Jiminy are going to be traveling to Destiny Islands to take Sora, Kyrie, and Riku elsewhere?
That is a good idea, but no, it's not quite what happens. You'll see it soon enough, but like we mentioned before, we don't want to reveal everything and spoil important details.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I just can't wait. Once we set sail, it'll be great.
A storm? Oh no! The raft!
Sora! Dinner's ready! Come on down! Sora?
All right, hold up. So Sora has a mother that wasn't seen at all earlier? He has a house? And now Sora is going outside during a storm to get the raft? This kid is a loser and a moron for thinking going outside in a storm is reasonable just to get a raft.
And now that he's outside, there's this huge thing instead of the sun, which is probably not normal for this world.
Riku's boat! And Kyrie's!
There's not much time to explain. Yes, Sora is a loser and moron for his idea, but for now you need to move away from the Heartless, as you can't fight them, but you can go to where Riku was during his fight.
Oh, okay, maybe Riku will help us fight the Heartless then.
Where's Kyrie? I thought she was with you.
The door is open.
What?
The door is open, Sora. Now we can go to the outside world.
What are you talking about? We've got to find Kyrie.
Kyrie's coming with us. Once we step through, we might not be able to come back. We may never see our parents again. There's no turning back. But this may be our only chance. We can't let fear stop us.
Something tells me no, he's not going to help us fight the Heartless. I think he's gone nuts, but it doesn't seem there's a real reason for him to suddenly want to be enveloped in darkness when there's no real build up to it.
Although these criticisms of yours are valid, I promise, if we get to the later games in the series, this is going to be a simple plot, by comparison, as weird as that may sound.
Hey, I think that's my car key that I lost a few years ago. I've been looking for that ever since.
No, Joe, that is the Keyblade that will become Sora's main weapon and is also what Mickey wanted Goofy and Donald to look for. Now he just has to find a way out of this place safely.
You know, I think I see a new door in the background, so that might help us get away from the Heartless. It's not like we have that many other options, so I suppose we'll have to just do that.
I'm not sure who installed a door there, but even if you do go through it, the Heartless seem to be coming from the ground, so I don't know how a door would really stop them. You are right in that there's probably not that many other options, so it's your best bet for now.
You are going in the right direction, yes. Ben and I will try to steer you if you need it, but you're doing well enough now.
So does this all mean that I still have to look for those car keys after all? I think I lost the car itself too.
Just get one of your Secret Service agents to do it.
Kyrie!
Sora.
Whoa!
Oh, seriously, we're fighting this guy again? Because he was so fun the first time, we just have to do it again.
In the interest of both the viewers and our consideration, we'll skip most of this fight as it's pretty much the same thing as before with very little added aside from a more interesting background.
Yeah, the Darkside fights are not all that interesting, and I'm kind of glad we don't have to fight them that much more. There will be more interesting fights for sure, so don't think this is going to be the standard or anything.
I wonder what this Darkside does for a living. Maybe he teaches ballet or something like that.
Joe, I'm pretty sure nobody has ever thought about that except for you, and I think it should stay that way.
Did I just lose?
No, you're fine. It was a scripted encounter.
Oh. Look, a star's going out.
Come on, let's hurry.
That's good and all, but where are we now?
That's easy, Barack. We're in Traverse Town.
Okay, seriously, guys, am I the only one hearing that weird sound?
I'm not hearing anything, Barack. I think you're just losing it.
Oh, guys, I forgot to mention that I'm really happy to be in the same world as Daffy Duck. He was my favorite character growing up.
No, Joe, that's not Daffy, it's Donald.
But I thought he was playing the game with us, unless he's actually the duck.
Actually, Joe Donald was the president.
I thought Jordan said he was the duck, but now you're telling me he's the president. Now I'm confused.
I am Donald Trump, the former and also future president, and there is Donald Duck, who is a separate character and not related to me aside from the same first name. I have a feeling this playthrough is going to be confusing for that reason alone when Joe can't tell that I'm a person instead of an animal.
We'll figure out a way to get Joe to realize you are in fact not a duck, but I think I should ask first, what is this place exactly?
Traverse Town is a location that for some reason is where a lot of people tend to go when their world is lost. In this case, Sora came here, but not Riku and Kyrie. I think we mentioned earlier that it's not really consistent on who goes here and how, but we'll explain more on that when it's relevant.
Oh, boy. Do you know where we are? Hey!
I am hoping you all are finding this game enjoyable, even if things aren't very clear or well explained at this point. I'm also glad we went through one video without any arguing about Donald being found guilty of crimes like last time, but somehow I'm guessing that's not always going to work out so well.
Yeah, I think I am liking it so far. I do wonder, though, who is going to play next and how we're going to switch from each part.
For now, there isn't really an exact plan aside from not having one person go 2 times in a row. We'll probably have Joe go through Traverse Town more thoroughly, and then have Barack start after that.
Oh, okay, I think I'll enjoy it, probably especially if we find Kyrie, Donald and Goofy. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I just hope you don't refer to Donald Duck as Daffy, though. Based on you messing up Liquid and Solid Snake's names, I'm not setting my hopes very high. Oh, hey, is that Sid from Final Fantasy VII?
Yes, it is, and we will be finding more Final Fantasy characters later in the next part since they've lost their worlds too.
Well, this has been a great time and all, but I have to go fight off those felony counts, so that'll take me a while probably.
Yeah, and I have to do presidential stuff probably, though I might go to bed instead.
Anyway, we hope everyone enjoyed themselves today.
As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
There's more to come soon.
And peace out, people.